So guys, November was madness, pure utter madness. It was my worst month of selling, but I also learned something very important for me. So yeah, it was interesting and it was a roller coaster. We'll go with that, roller coaster. So the first sale I had was on November 6th. It was for this Jaws lamp. I ended up accepting an offer from a buyer. Was a lot less than I actually wanted to take it for, but shipping was high because it came in a really big box. I actually had to Frankenbox this. I didn't use pre-order or anything. It was just regular brown box. And then after that, things were dead for weeks. I'm not kidding. A complete drought. And it was very discouraging. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? There's got to be something, that's up, because I was getting plenty of views. I was sending offers like the second they came up and increasing my promoted listings. I was lowering prices. I was checking to make sure I was still competitively priced and kind of cheaper than everybody else, which I think that's a level you never actually want to stoop to, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Because then I think you end up shortchanging yourself, honestly. What's going wrong? I'm doing all this. I'm listening to other sellers for the advice. I'm watching them on YouTube, and it's like, what's wrong? And then my mom one day, she mentioned something that kind of like hit the nail on the head. And she said, do you notice the weeks that we give tithe, we get like, it's gonna sound bad, like we have bigger paychecks, I guess, just to get down to the sum of it. And it's like, then I started wondering, when's the last time I gave tithe? And before anyone starts thinking, oh, well, you're just giving God money so you can have a bigger check. No, that is not it, absolutely. Thing, like, you want to do it out of your heart. You don't want to just give 10% just because you feel like you're obligated to. It's about giving back to God, because He's the one that gave me, the sales in the first place. And He's the one who's been providing for me. And who am I to hold back, what He's given me in the first place? So, and I was like, when's the last time I've given tithe? So I went through my checkbook. I still use a checkbook. And it had been a while. Granted, we hadn't been to church in a while because off and on, either family stuff going on or illness or something, something to keep us out. So I was like, well, maybe that's it. And then I started thinking more, and it's like, I've been relying more on my own strength, my own listing, doing what I felt that I could do, instead of really depending on God to, to provide and trusting that He will provide like He says He will. So it's like, I've been doing this wrong all along, and I think I was getting caught up in just trying to be in control of all this stuff because it is my own business. And I wasn't letting Him lead. That was a really interesting and convicting lesson I learned. So that Sunday, we made it to church. We made sure we made it. And I turned in my tithe. You're not supposed to really go on feelings, because feelings change all the time. And you're easily swayed by feelings. But it felt, like I was back on track. So I went to church, turned in tithe. You'll not believe what happened. Come home from church, feeling good, feeling on track. We have lunch, we hang out, Mom takes a nap, me and Dad are playing a racing game like we usually do on Sundays. I get a message on my phone. It is from Facebook Marketplace, which I had, I don't know if you've noticed the background of my videos, but I had a giant geisha Japanese doll thing, which I've had it on Facebook Marketplace because I'm terrified to ship it. A lot of packing is going to go into there because it's really delicate. So I didn't have it on eBay, had it on Marketplace. Hopefully I could just sell it there. It had been up there for maybe a month, no looks, no nothing. And then out of the blue, got a message. Somebody wanted to come check it out and they were interested. And if you've ever sold on Marketplace before, you'll know that most of the time if someone gets a hold of you and asks, hey, is this available? After you respond, most of the time you never hear back from that person again. And so I thought, well, maybe this is going to be that same thing. They're just interested, but they're not really wanting to buy it, We ended up meeting that day, like within an hour, and he bought it at the price, had it on there, which just so happened to be double what I did give for tithe, which blew my mind. It was such a blessing because this was the one item that was scared to pack. It wasn't even on eBay because I was afraid of how shipping would be. So this was a massive blessing. I got something huge out of my inventory, which I don't have lots of room, so it was great. You can say it's just a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. I mean, I think God truly honored my giving tithe. Honestly, I don't think it would have happened otherwise. The guy just so happened to be in town. He lives like really far away. It was in town visiting family. Please don't misunderstand me. It's not like some magical answer to everything. Just give God money and he'll double it, because that's not the way it works. I had to be in the right frame of mind. There's a verse, the Lord loveth a cheerful giver. Another really good scripture passage about tithing is Mark chapter 12, about the widow's mite. All these people were throwing in money hand over fist in the thing, making a big show of it. And this poor widow comes up and she gives 2 mites, which I have the verse here. It says it equals a farthing. I'm not sure what that translates into, but she gave all she had basically. And Jesus said that the widow gave more than everyone else gave, because she gave through faith, love and faith, and just trusting that he would provide for her. So that's really what tithing is. It's not about doing it to show off or doing it because, you want double money what you put in. It's doing it of your own self. No one can make you do it. You can argue and say, well, you got those sales just because, it was a good day, which that's you. I mean, it could have been any number of things that added to the situation, but I believe with my whole heart that God honored that and he provided. So that's my belief. That Tuesday, the 22nd, I think, I got my first eBay sale that I've had since the Jaws lamp, and it was the salt and pepper shaker Thanksgiving pilgrim pear. So that was really exciting. It was a small sale, but hey, I was so thankful for it. Got a box out of the way and everything. My next sale happened that same week. I had a sale on Black Friday and I was so excited. I was actually in Walmart and Mom and I were just shopping around getting groceries because Friday's our grocery day, so we were already there. And I turned on my Wi-Fi to, just to check, and cha-ching, and it was so exciting. And it was this Lionel train. It's not a whole train set, it's just like, I don't know how to say that actually. Calope? I don't know. Anyway, that sold, which was pretty exciting. I had a ton of views and watches on it. It was pretty popular. A lot of offers sent out, so that went out, very exciting. The last sale I had for November was this Bowser keychain, and it was the 29th actually. And I love that they're so easy to pack, and they're just, and I popped one of those little key rings around one of there too as a little thank you gift. So it was really fun, and that's what I had for November. I've had 4 sales for November, at 5 if you include the Japanese doll, but that wasn't on eBay, that was Facebook. So it was my worst selling month, but it was the most gratifying, I think, because I learned along the way and I have a new perspective now, and this was just a really good reminder, keep God first in the middle for me. I mean, I know this won't apply to everybody, and I'm not trying to be preachy or anything. This is mostly for me and any other Christian resellers out there, to keep God first. And not just for resellers, but any Christian. Thankfully, I had no returns in November. Listing, it was up and down. I was doing 5 a day for a while to get sales up. I was doing 2 there for a bit, then 3, then 5. It's crazy. I've been listing more on Facebook Marketplace, especially the big things that I really don't want to ship because they're just so easier, and you don't have to worry about it. If it gets there on time, or if it gets there at all, or if it's damaged, it goes straight to the buyer's hands, which I love that. Right now, it is December 2nd, Saturday, which I am sorry this video was late getting out. It really messed me up having the first Friday being the first day of that month, because I didn't want to film it too early and then have another sale, and then it's like, well, I gotta go back and fix it. So I've already had 1 sale of December, which is fun, and I'm excited, eager to see how this goes because it's close to Christmas, so very pumped for that. I opened an account on Mercari to sell because, like I said, eBay has been dead, and it's picked up a little bit for me, but it's still not good. And I've heard from other sellers who have had more experience than I have that it's dead. So I'm on Mercari now. I only have a couple listings. It's a different experience than eBay. It's going to take me a very long time to get the hang of it. The listing aspect, it's kind of similar. There's hashtags you can use, which is kind of fun. There's not near as many description details to put in as much as eBay has you put in. You only have a limit of 12 pictures. Instead of eBay, you have 24 pictures to use, which I kind of like the 24. That way you can get a lot more pictures in. And if you list on a desktop, when you're putting the price, it'll have like a scale that says, you know, oh, this price is just right, or it's going to sit there for a while. So that's interesting. Shipping is kind of weird. I think they go flat rate. I don't know. You can pick like the cheapest option. One of my listings I have on there is for UPS, which I've never actually shipped with UPS. Kind of nervous. Haven't heard the best things about it. I've always done USPS, and so I have one of that because the shipping was like $7 compared to everything else. So I'm kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I've only got 2 on there. I have a few views on things, which is exciting, but I'm really hoping to get stuff moved over. As far as cross-listing goes, I don't like having the same item on 2 different platforms, because what if they both sell at the same time? The odds of that, especially with eBay's kind of slowness, is kind of slim, I think, but why take a chance? This coin purse I did take off eBay so I could put on Mercari, just that was my test run. But then today I put on these 2 Adopt Me pets, and it is on eBay and Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. Popped it there too. We'll see. But the second one sells on either platform. I'm going to zoom over and take it down off the other one. See, Facebook Marketplace is nice because, well, I mean, as long as you're only doing local. If you're doing where you ship things out, then yeah, you got the same issue. But locally, I can just take it down whenever. Or if someone's asking about it, I can say it's not available. So those are nice. But this, if someone actually just buys directly, it's kind of scary, honestly. I'm kind of neutral about the whole thing. I've only been on there 2 days. So I haven't had enough time to actually like form an opinion. But so far it seems nice. So the next video will be up December 15th. And I'm actually going to be on a social media break after that video is up. And that'll be like my last day. I'm taking a break from all things. So you won't see me again until like early January. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you, and y'all have a fantastic day. Bye.